Welcome to Chef Lion's Kitchen Question. Today's question is about, well, clearly, knives. So the question is, how many knives do you need and what do those knives do specifically? So we'll start with a little pop quiz. The knives that you need, do you need 33 knives or do you need 3 knives? Yeah, clearly. You just really need 3 knives for about 99.9% of the things that you do in the kitchen, or at least for me. So let's start with the first knife that I recommend. This knife is a 10-inch bread knife by Mercer, M-E-R-C-E-R. And it's wonderful to have if you like bread. I love sourdough bread, big bowls. That's why it's a 10-inch knife. And it's also wonderful for slicing very soft fruit like tomatoes. So we're slicing through bread, tomatoes, and also for those of you that like to bake, say round cakes, you like to slice them in half, this is a great knife for that as well. So that is knife number 1, bread knife. Knife number 2 that I recommend you guys get is a paring knife. This is a Victorinox paring knife, and it's fabulous for all things small. So if you wanted to core a strawberry or slice a tiny tomato, peel the skin off of kiwi, this is the knife you're going to use. It's a great knife. Knife number 3 of 3. This is the Victorinox chef's knife. Mine is an 8-inch chef's knife. You can get them smaller or larger, but for my size hand, 8-inch chef's knife is perfect. This is for everything else. I use this probably 90% of the time. If I'm breaking down chicken, I use this knife. If I'm skinning the skin off a fish, yeah, I'll even use this knife. Slicing, dicing, mincing, crushing, it's all with this knife here, okay? So those are the 3 knives. Now, it bears to, actually 4 knives. The 4th knife is a little tiny knife you get opening bottles of wine. But if you don't drink wine, then you just need 3 knives. If you do drink wine, you'll need this 4th knife. I've never seen a chef block, I guess you would call it like a 6 or 7 or 8 chef's block set with just 3 knives. They usually have a lot of different knives, right? Now the problem with that, if you have one or you're thinking about getting one, let's talk about this. The problem with that is they want to spend the least amount of money that they can in order to give you more knives. So if you have a 6 knife block set, one of those items is actually not even a knife, it's the block itself. So you have 5 knives. So let's say you have a honing steel, you're down to 4 knives, kitchen shears, you're down to 3 knives, and you see where I'm going with this. So what I recommend you do, if you already have a knife block set, really think about which knives that you like best. It's usually the top 1 or 2 knives that are sharp. The rest of them might be dull, and you may not use them. Or you may not use them because you don't really cook that way, and that's fine. What I would recommend, you can save the knife block, which is a big expense anyway in getting a knife block set, and then curate the knives that you need as you go. If you have a birthday coming up for a friend or a wedding coming up for a friend, I wouldn't recommend getting a knife block set already done because the chef's knife and the bread knife and these other knives aren't usually from the same maker. What are the chances the same maker makes the best knife of everything? Big fat 0, okay? If you want to know what I recommend for a boning knife or a fillet knife, we can talk about that later or private message me and we can have that discussion. But for now, 3 knives for 99% of what you'll need, just about everything in the kitchen, including the wine. I guess that's number 4. And I hope that answered your question. So that was it. That was question number 2. Keep the questions coming. We're really having a lot of fun on this end. We're breaking it down how we're going to do them. And keep the question coming, and we'll see you for number